Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And the Phillies, they dropped game 2 to the Padres by a score of 8-5. Overall, this game, it was pretty ugly. It was, you go up 4-0, you blow a 4-0 lead. Nola on the mound. I'm disappointed in him. I am very disappointed in Nola in this game. Can't escape the 5th inning. Fastball command was not there from the jump. Velocity was a little bit up. Was he trying to overthrow some pitches? Maybe. Location wasn't there. He wasn't hitting his spots. And then when you go 4-0, you let the Padres respond instantly with back-to-back home runs on back-to-back pitches from Drury and Josh Bell to cut the lead in half and make it 4-2. And that's basically where the momentum shifted. Bats go quiet for a little bit. Blake Snell settles into the game. Then you go into that 5th inning. Kim gets that leadoff hit. And then versing Austin Nola, pitch choices in this game maybe weren't the best either. Just wasn't. You get to a 2-strike. The decisions with 2 strikes in this game overall on the pitching side was not there. Was not there. It just wasn't there. Now, to say from this game, yeah, I'm frustrated, no doubt. I am frustrated with this game, no doubt. Aaron Nola, I'm very disappointed in. Is it going to be like this for the rest of the playoffs? I don't expect that, no. I expect him to have another chip on his shoulder if he does get another appearance in this series. Offensively, I need more than Bryce Harper. I do. Rhys did hit the home run today, and you got a lot of, hits and RBIs, basically playing small ball, a lot of singles in this game, not really many extra base hits. Bryce Harper really providing that, and then you got the Rhys home run. You did technically fight back in this game. You only lost by 3 runs. In this game, it was more the pitching, I would say. Because you do go up 4-0. With Aaron Nola on the bump, that should be enough, and he just didn't have it today. And that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable by Aaron Nola, but today he proved he was human. He wasn't unreal like his last couple of starts. It's a bad game. Throw it in the trash. You're tied 1-1. Go back to Philadelphia and bounce back in front of that Citizens Bank Park crowd, which is going to be electric. We were probably saying the same things coming after Game 2 in Atlanta in the NLDS. You go up 1-0 in that series, and the Rhys Hoskins, blunder causes us to lose that game. I know Wheeler didn't pitch really good in that, but we know we're saying like, oh, this is the reason why we lost the game. Oh, this is going to spring into the momentum of the Atlanta Braves for the rest of the series. The Phillies probably have no chance. What happened in the next, couple of games going back into Philadelphia? The Phillies fed off the crowd. They fed off the atmosphere. Yeah, now there definitely was, the spring of momentum from those back-to-back home runs in this game, but I'm not going to judge everything right now until I see what happens in Game 3. It's going to be a tough pitching matchup, though. Pitching matchup definitely benefits the Padres. Joe Musgrove on the mound going up against Ranger Suarez for you. Ranger Suarez needs to pitch the game of his life. He can't have an outing like he did against, Atlanta. Definitely. He cannot have an outing like he did against Atlanta in Game 1 of the NLDS. They still found a way to win that game, but I expect the Phillies going into that game, we go into Citizens Bank Park, feed off the energy of the crowd, and provide some more electric baseball. This series is nowhere close to over. I know I see a lot of people on social media saying, oh, this is over. Oh, this is already over. Everything is just there, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet whatsoever. Your series is tied 1-1. There's a lot more baseball left to play. Yes, the pitching matchups do favor the Padres. They have a deeper starting rotation than you. That's, where the weakness comes in. And it definitely does sting, going back down to Philadelphia, not being up 2-0 in this series, because then you run the risk of possibly having to go back to San Diego because, yeah, you do feed off the crowd. You do get that electric baseball in Citizens Bank Park, but overall, it's not guaranteed that you win all 3 games in Philly. Do the Padres steal one? We don't know. We got to see how the games match up. Rangers go in Game 3. Most likely, I would expect Syndergaard goes in Game 4. Game 5 is a toss-up. You saw Kyle Gibson appear out of the bullpen in the 8th, in this, the end of the 7th and into the 8th inning. Is that something for future use? Well, most likely, I would expect Game 5 would be Zack Wheeler on short rest. I would assume the Phillies are going to work with a 5-man rotation, especially if it's of a chance they need to win. I would most likely expect that more times than not. And even if it's a situation where they were, a chance to move on to the World Series in Game 5, or there was a chance, they needed to tie the series or take the series lead, I would still expect, Zack Wheeler to go game 5. So Ranger game 3, most likely Syndergaard game 4, and then Zack Wheeler game 5, with Aaron Nola game 6, Ranger Suarez game 7. That's the way I'm expecting it at this point. You still can't blow a 4-0 lead. That's inexcusable. Aaron Nola needs to be way better. He needed to be way better today. He just wasn't good. He just was not good today. He proved he was human. Bad game, throw it in the trash, go back to Philadelphia, bounce back in front of that crowd. I need more guys in the offense to step up more, though. I definitely do. It can't all be Bryce Harper. And Bryce Harper has been absolutely fantastic. He has been absolutely fantastic basically this entire postseason. Needs more, though. You need more going. You did get those RBIs, from the bottom of the lineup. Sosa gets an RBI in there. Vierling gets an RBI. You score all those runs in the second inning. Then your offense kind of goes quiet. Then Rhys gets the home run in the 8th inning. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, maybe you can spring a comeback. JT gets a hit right after that. But then Bryce Harper grounds into a double play on a nice turnaround by Manny Machado. But it's going to be a battle this series. This entire series is going to be a battle. I know I saw a lot of, Philadelphia fans go, getting a little over cocky. I'm not trying to judge that because basically we're riding the high off everything. This series was going to be close. This is going to be a close series, back and forth most likely. We need to see how everything shapes up going into Citizens Bank Park. We got to see how everything shapes up. Got to see it. This is not the end of the world, but I would have liked to win this game. This game was winnable. It definitely was. You cannot be blowing a 4-0 lead. You can't be doing that. It's unacceptable. It's inexcusable. Offense can't go quiet like that, but then Aaron Nola needs to be better. Aaron Nola needs to be way better. Bounce back in Philadelphia. Throw this game in the trash. Bounce back. Basically more the pitching side, because Brad Hand comes in after Aaron Nola in that 5th inning with a chance to possibly get out of the inning to face, Cronenworth. He gets into a 2-strike count and he hits him. That can't happen. And then you get into a 2-strike count with Drury, even though basically going into that matchup, it's probably the worst possible matchup you can even think of at that point, because, Drury crushes left-handed pitching. But then, 2-strike count, then he falls behind 3-2, and then he hangs a curveball. It can't happen. It can't happen. Just cannot happen. Bullpen needs to be way better. Basically, if you're looking at this entire bullpen, David Robertson got his first appearance. He allowed a couple of hits and a home run to Manny Machado, so David Robertson didn't look sharp. Brogdon looked solid. Bilotti was all over the place. He found a way to get out of that situation. Definitely was all over the place. Kyle Gibson did look solid. He allowed a hit and a walk, but 1 strikeout, 26 pitches, didn't allow a run. Still, I don't trust Kyle Gibson, but your guys need to be way better. Aaron Nola in this game, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs allowed, 6 strikeouts, 2 home runs allowed on the back-to-back shots by Drury and Bell. 81 pitches and all that stuff. Some of those runs were charged against Nola because when Hand came into the game, those runners on base were, credited to Aaron Nola. So that happens in that situation. Nola just wasn't good. He wasn't good from the get-go. A lot of hard contact from the Padres. You can kind of tell he didn't have his best stuff. Location wasn't there. Everything, it just looked off. It looked off. I know we were asking get a split. The best you can get is a split in this series so far in the first 2 games. I would like to win game 2. That's the thing. I'm not panicking whatsoever, but it kind of, leaves that sour taste in your mouth after winning the first game, then dropping the second game. I know it was probably the same exact feeling with the Atlanta Braves. You win the first game on the skins of your teeth, and then you lose game 2 on the Rhys Hoskins error. So, and even though you still only lost by 3 runs in this game, maybe if the pitching staff, later on didn't allow that many runs, maybe something would have happened. But still, I need more than Bryce Harper in the lineup right now doing stuff. I do. Like I said, even though you got guys in the, Schwarber got an RBI, Rhys hit the home run. I need more from Rhys. I need more from JT. I need more from Schwarber. I need way more from Castellanos. He's reverting back to the old Castellanos. I need more from Bohm, even though he got an RBI. I need way more from Gene Segura. He's been hitless in these first 2 games. Matt Vierling got an RBI. Sosa got an RBI. And when Stott gets into the lineup, I need more from Stott. Definitely. 13 strikeouts in this game. Castellanos 2 strikeouts. Bohm 2 strikeouts. Segura 2 strikeouts. Vierling 3 strikeouts. Not good enough. It's not good. 3 for 11 runners in scoring position. Bell goes 3 for 4. Drury goes 2 for 4. Machado goes 3 for 5. He woke up. Soto got a big hit there against Nola. I'm still even questioning that pitch, location, especially to the Soto at bat, which tied the ball game up. Like, pitching decisions in this game are just very questionable, especially with 2 strikes. During that Soto at bat, he flailed at an outside curveball to make it an 0-2 count. Why are we going inside fastball 0-2? Like, why is that the decision? Go back to the pitches where he looked lost on. Now, that's the thing. And I think we did leave Snell off the hook a little bit, I feel like, just can't happen. Can't happen. Still, I'm not panicking whatsoever. I'm very frustrated with this game. Very frustrated. But you need way more. You need way more out of your pitching. You need way more out of even though the offense did score 5 runs, but 5 runs with Aaron Nola on the bump should be enough. Still need way more than just Bryce Harper. Way more than just Bryce. Because Bryce goes 2 for 4. He's the only guy with multiple hits in this game. Still has been a flat out amazing. Schwarber getting on base as well. Like, you had hits in this game. You had 8 hits. Just, your pitching overall wasn't good. Pitching overall. This is probably the worst game pitched probably since game 1 of the NLDS, I would say. It's probably that. Probably the first worst pitched game since then, I would say. It'd be way, but Ranger needs to have the game of his life on Friday. Get a day off tomorrow, rest up, rest the rest of the guys in the bullpen. Ranger needs to pitch the game of his life. No doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt in the world. He needs to. Because it's going to be a tough task against Musgrove. It definitely is. He went into a winner-take-all game in the wild card game against the Mets. All that stuff with, the Mets thought he was cheating with stuff on his ear. So, he lives for the moment there. It's going to be a tough matchup there. So, we got to wait and see. Got to wait and see what happens. But I'm just like, watching Nick Castellanos at bats, just flailing at everything. Like, I thought we were getting a glimpse into a good Nick Castellanos in the Braves series. Now he's reverted back to classic Nick Castellanos. He just really has. And it's frustrating. I still don't expect Harper to change the lineup whatsoever. Like, you're still scoring runs. Maybe the ball, maybe getting back at Citizens Bank Park, it sparks everything again. 3 straight home games. So you gotta wait and see. You definitely gotta wait and see. It's frustrating. It definitely is. Overall. With the way this game turned out. Just like some of the pitching decisions, like the one that really bothers me the most is that 0-2 pitch to Soto. I don't understand why after throwing 2 strikes on the outside where he looked lost at, especially flailing at that curveball, where you're throwing him a fastball right in the middle of the plate on the inside part of the plate. I just don't understand that. And Brad Hand getting into 2 strike counts. And that's maybe something you can also criticize Rob Thompson for. Why wasn't the bullpen ready quicker? Why was Aaron Nola given that long of a leash? Because you could definitely tell the entire game his command wasn't there. He wasn't hitting his spots. So should have you had the bullpen up probably to start the 5th inning? Bellotti and Hand should have been up sooner? Because we all know Brad Hand with inherited rudders is not the best, recipe for success going back towards the regular season. It's the one issue that I had with Thompson in this game. I feel like the bullpen should have been up way sooner. Because maybe you put Brad Hand in a better scenario, but then also at the same time, Brad Hand can't be hitting Jake Cronenworth on a 2-strike count. That can't happen. Can't be hanging a curveball to Drury. This can't happen. And the Bell hit. Guy thinks he fouled it off 500,000 feet, but no, it's in right field as a single. Scores a run. So, gotta be better. Gotta be better. It definitely doesn't look as good just because you lost the Aaron Nola game. I know you split the 2 games. I know you split the 2 games in San Diego. This game definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but I'm not panicking. I'm not worried. Somewhat. Somewhat worried, mostly not worried. Just because I need more than just Bryce Harper doing things in the lineup. That's it. That's what I'm looking at for more. Sucks. Definitely does. I wanted to go up 2-0. Wanted to go up 2-0. Sucks. It definitely stings. It definitely stings, that type of loss. Especially going up 4-0 in an Aaron Nola game. As soon as he allowed those back-to-back home runs, you're like, shit. Doesn't have it. Doesn't have it. That sucks. It really does. Still, I need way more from Bryce. Way more than just Bryce, because Bryce has been basically doing everything. I need way more than just Bryce. That's it. Way more than just Bryce from the offense. And yet, I definitely showcased back in Philadelphia during the Braves a lot more than just Bryce happened. But I need that to happen again. I need this team to feed off the Philadelphia crowd. So we got to see. They're facing adversity, basically, with this game. San Diego had to win this game. I know for the Phillies, basically in the playoffs, every game is must win, but this was truly must win for San Diego. Because imagine if they went down 2-0 going back into Philadelphia. The series was probably over. But now it's 1-1. Still anything can happen. Still not panicked. Somewhat worried just because of certain guys in the lineup. But maybe that can change once you get back to Philadelphia. The weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, I think. Last time I checked. Nola in this game was not good. Pitching overall, some guys in the bullpen weren't good. I.e. Brad Hand, David Robertson, the bullpen. Bellotti wasn't good either, even though he managed to get out of that situation. His location was just all over the place. It sucks. It sucks seeing that. Do I expect Nola to be this bad in his next start? No. No. If he does get a next start, though. But gotta wait and see. Definitely gotta wait and see. I know I'm like constantly looking up and down. I'm watching the Flyers game as I'm doing this recap. So, yeah, they're currently losing 2-1 to the Panthers. Gotta wait and see. Again, the umpire definitely did suck for both sides. I'd see that in the live view. But I know there was like one call where JT got struck out on a pitch literally at his knees. Like it was about to hit his knees. But still, I don't think that was game changer or anything like that. Ump was definitely bad, but gotta pitch better. Gotta pitch better. I think we do have a voicemail here. So on the Anytime Hotline, you can leave a voicemail or a text message, 215-839-9885. Leave your thoughts and opinions there on this game or anything like that. And if you do happen to do that, leave a, your name so I can save that contact for future use and, have a chance to be on the stream. So let's listen to this voicemail. It's from Sean once again. Thank you for calling in again, Sean. So let's see what he has to say about this game.
Oh, what could have been. Aaron Nola reverted back to the old Aaron Nola. And as bad as he was, Brad Hand may have been worse. It just wasn't their day. When the Phillies got the 4 runs and San Diego answered immediately back with 2, you just kind of knew. And I didn't really understand the Phillies' offensive approach against Blake Snell, a guy who can get wild, and you're just coming out there swinging out of your shoe tops. Didn't make much sense to me. But at the end of the day, look, they got the win in San Diego that they needed to get home field back to Philadelphia. Now, I know it's a daunting task, but you got to win 3 straight. You don't want to go back to Petco Park. So starting Friday night, you kick their ass from the opening start of the game, and you don't let up, and you find a way to get it done. You got a trip to the World Series in your backyard. Go out and execute and get it done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do exactly what Sean said. You got the win that you needed in San Diego. Would have loved to get the second win, but losing this game's not the end of the world. Home field is now in your favor again. Got to find a way. But it's gonna be a tough task. You're going up against Musgrove on Friday. Now the rest of the Padres staff, not the best, least bit scared of. I'm not scared of Clevenger, and I'm not scared of Sean Manaea. Not scared of those two guys. Musgrove, it depends if everything's going, good for him. But that crowd's going to be rocking. Citizens Bank Park's going to be packed. Those fans are going to be hungry. They're going to feed the players. I want to see the players build off that once again. You're going through adversity with this game. Let's see how you respond going back to Philadelphia. I need to see what these bats do. I need to see what this lineup does. I need to see what Ranger Suarez does. I need to see what Rangers does on Friday. Now, is it possible to sweep every game in Philadelphia? Oh, yeah, it's definitely possible to sweep every game. It's going to be very tough. Am I expecting a sweep? I don't think so. I think the Phillies. I don't know why I'm watching Flyers. That's probably why I got Flyers on the mind. I think they win 2 out of 3 in Philly. The Phillies. I sadly do think it's going back to San Diego, but I could be proven wrong. We got to see how Friday turns out. The boys are going to be rolling to get back to Citizens Bank Park. They want to be in front of that crowd. They fed off of it against Atlanta. Let's see if they can do that again against Joe Musgrove. They did that to Charlie Morton. They did that to Spencer Strider. Can you do it to Joe Musgrove? Need more from Bryce to do more in the lineup besides Bryce. Need more from Schwarber. I basically need more from the rest of the lineup because Bryce has basically been doing everything. Rhys getting this home run. Hopefully, this will wake him up a little bit. Hopefully. Not guaranteeing anything. Need more from JT. Need more from Castellanos. Need more from Bohm. Need more from Segura, especially. When Stott gets in the lineup, I need more from him. Marsh, need more. I know Marsh played yesterday, but I know he didn't get hit, but you just need more. You need more than just Bryce. And I think that's the bottom line. More than just Bryce, and Ranger Suarez needs to pitch the game of his life on Friday. He does. He cannot have an outing like he did against Atlanta. Cannot have that. I know you won that game, but you cannot have an outing like Ranger Suarez had again in Atlanta. He cannot have that outing again. Just can't. He needs to pitch the game of his life. And that's the bottom line. And that is the bottom line. Let's see what happens. So, let's look at the YouTube chat here. See what's going down in the live feed. Got plush times here. Yeah, this game sucked. It definitely did. Tough scene, splitting series in San Diego was the bare minimum expectations. Yeah, that's what we were asking. That definitely was, but you had a chance to go up 2-0 and you failed at that. But wash it off. Go back to Philadelphia with that crowd rocking. Were there about 8 home runs total in this game? It kind of felt like that, but I don't think so. Postseason, anything can happen, and we can bounce back off this Friday in Philadelphia. Yeah, that can definitely happen. Padres middle hitters, 9 for 17. Yeah, Machado and Soto did their damage, especially Bell and Drury. They can definitely do it again. Yeah, the pitching matchup is definitely brutal. ESPN posted Musgrove and Suarez on Friday. How big of a game is that for Ranger to have a great out? Oh, yeah. Huge. Alejandro says Phillies in 5. Not going to say that yet. Not going to say it. Do you think we should be worried now? No. Going back to Philadelphia, I'll make a judgment on after game 3. That's when I make my judgment to see how this team responds getting back home. Alejandro believes we're going to bounce back. I like the optimism there. After Snell threw 37 pitches in the second, I'm surprised he went to 5 innings. Yeah, they let him off the hook. He settled in. I just don't want to have to see, because we're having a lot of fun with this person. Man. Brogdon has a lot of potential. Brogdon scares me, honestly. I know he had a solid outing, but he still scares me. We got 1 win, sure, up 4-0, and Nola, you need to lock it, but Nola just looked off. Home plate. Yeah, the strike zone definitely wasn't consistent. 13 Ks, yeah, way too many times. Struck out today. We should have totally buried Snell and we let him off the... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, MP, I know you're a broken record with the Rhys stuff. Can we for once consider sitting Castellanos automatic out when he's at the plate? I wonder if Topper makes that option. If the Phillies split the first 2 games in Philly, they would almost be forced to start Wheeler in Game 5. I think he was going to go Game 5 regardless. I think that was going to be the key. I think it was going to be a 4-man rotation regardless. I don't think you're going to see Gibson. I don't think you're going to see Falter start a game. It's most likely going to be Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Syndergaard. So I think that's what it's going to be. But I think if Syndergaard does go on Saturday, I think his leash needs to be a little longer. Got the rest of that bullpen up just because of, no off days between games 3 and 7. Julian, I'm in San Diego. Just a bad performance by Nola. Yeah, overall. Nola wasn't good today. Nola for his brother Amiibo, yeah. Petco isn't exactly Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I'm not afraid about playing in Petco whatsoever. Oh, Flyers just tied at JVR. These are high-stress games now. These are going to be close games. San Diego has no idea what they're walking into on Friday. Yeah. Could be. Could be. Could be. Correct me. There was no day off between Sunday, Monday. Games 3 through 7, they're all back-to-back. All in a row. So there's no day off there. MLB is a joke with a Monday game in San Diego after. Yeah, I don't know why they're scheduling it like that. Even the ALCS is the same thing with the Yankees and the Rangers. Not the Astros. It's the same thing. I don't know why baseball is scheduling it like that. Just don't understand why. Couldn't tell you. I don't know why they don't give the teams a day off between game 5 and 6. I find that to be very stupid. They did the same thing for the NLDS as well. There was no day off between game, 4 and 5. So, I kind of find it stupid. As the Flyers were down 2-0 in this game again, and they fought back to tie it up. So, could the Flyers win another game being down 2-0? I'll definitely have a recap talking about basically everything Flyers when that game ends. Yeah. And Sean, I'm expecting a voicemail after this Flyers game. I'm expecting a classic voicemail on the Flyers from you. If you're still in the chat right now. But yeah, it's basically all that sums it up. Just had a bad game by Nola. Bad game from the bullpen. Offense, I need more than Bryce. I need more than just Bryce. Hopefully Schwarber's found his stride. Thought he had some, I think he's had some good swings in these 2 games, especially in game 1. Maybe he feeds off that in Philly. I need more from JT. I need more from Bowman. I need more from Segura. I need more from Rhys, of course. More from Castellanos, of course. Need more. So, I think that's where I'm going to call it tonight. Boys, I'll be back later tonight, most likely with a Flyer stream. Talk about everything there. So, definitely stay tuned for that later. So, do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do not forget to drop a like. Do not forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia. Recommend all that stuff. Same thing with hitting the subscribe button. And also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. See if you can get any tickets to the any Phillies home game this weekend. I know they're expensive, so get yourself $20 off. Basically, just avoids the feeds and all that stuff. It's a great deal. Don't pass it up. So, thank you once again for joining tonight's stream. Don't forget to catch the Flyer stream most likely later tonight. And